Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Cantina Hangouts. I'm your host, Diego Crespo. With me today is my co-host, Gina Versa.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm back at the Four Seasons landscaping. My now permanent Zoom background. I'm going to keep it, even though this is...
You deserve better, honestly. That's not a great background. I don't know.
I like it. I get a kick out of it.
Whatever makes you happy. I think this episode of The Mandalorian, what we're about to recap and review and all that jazz, has some very pretty backgrounds if you ever change your mind about that, Gene. So,
yes.
Yeah, the Dune planet over there, Arrakis or whatever.
I think it's like Corvus. That was like Corvus, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Know.
Yeah.
Whenever I see the planet, I'm like, what was it? I don't know. I check and...
No, it's all right.
What planet was it?
Yeah. You know, it'll be out like in the book, and then they'll explain everything like in Rise of Skywalker.
I thought it was the one that was Ahsoka's book. But then I was like, no, that was years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all messed up with this timeline. So I don't...
Well, it's like Elijah Wood. How could we have known?
Yeah.
But so this week we have on a guest, just to introduce you, a good friend of mine. We work together at the Asylum and other Hollywood productions. My good friend Shelby Chandler. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Good to have you on. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, this is exciting. I produce a lot of shows. I'm not usually a guest on one, so this will be fun.
Cool. Yeah. If viewers don't know, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And, where you're coming from?
Yeah, I'm Shelby. I am a professional video maker. I work with a public access station right now. It's pretty cool. Star Wars has just always been there, in the background for me. Growing up, so watching the movies with my dad, and then we were talking about Clone Wars earlier, that was my Star Wars. I am a prequel apologist, and I'm proud of it.
Nice.
I will stand for that. And yeah, I really got more into it recently with my friends. I have a friend who does all these Star Wars cosplay stuff, so we talk about it all the time. I went to Star Wars Celebration last year. That was fun. It's canceled this year.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to meet up. But,
yep.
yeah.
That would have been awesome. But and at Anaheim, we would have seen
coming back. Which, if they had it this year, we'd probably all get infected because the orange.
Yeah, so maybe it was all right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was looking back. I was talking to my friend. We went to Disney World last year to see Galaxy's Edge, and we were like, "Wait a minute, that was when COVID started." You're like, "Shit."
It was spreading.
It was. I don't know. Everyone was like, it's Corona's birthday. It was early November or something. I was like, we went the day after Thanksgiving. So around this time last year, we're like, oops.
Yeah.
But we didn't know.
Yeah. No one knew. No one knew.
No.
And here we are a year later.
All right. So you're a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
Where are you coming from with, I guess, full spoilers for the episode, of course, Ahsoka? And what are your thoughts on The Mandalorian so far?
Okay, I think Ahsoka, awesome entrance. I like that. I like that she has her sabers the way they were. That's how they were in Rebels, I think. Again, I haven't seen Rebels, but the talk on Twitter is it's after that. I'm like, okay, I'm so messed up with this timeline. My mom's home. I'm in my garage, by the way.
Oh,
my mom's right there.
Well,
it's not the Four Seasons, but
yeah, I mean, the garage is better than the Four Seasons, so
right.
I'm next to Mortarium right now.
But yeah, I have been loving The Mandalorian from the start, just because it's more. That was her. I've been loving The Mandalorian from the start, just again, because it was kind of referenced in Clone Wars. They go to Mandalore, but I like the episodic stuff in the beginning. I'm getting a little worried now with they're connecting with a lot of stuff that isn't from the show. It's from all these other places, which if it's a Star Wars franchise, of course they're going to do that, but I like it being its own thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's very kind of in its own like little pocket of the universe. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah.
like we knew Bo-Katan was gonna come. We knew Ahsoka was gonna come.
Mhm.
And now with the other name drop, we're like, oh boy.
Yeah. See, now it's like getting into like the expanding universe, which is hit or miss with people.
hmm But it'll be cool. I think it's a good way to introduce people to it.
Mhm.
I mean, I always think it's just so funny when I saw Solo with my dad and then Darth Maul comes in. Like they're introducing these characters better than that. And I had to explain that to my dad, like, I thought he was dead. And I was like, no, he's a spider now. It's this whole thing. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, like not to spend too much time on Solo, which
Yeah.
which I am actually a
You
fan
liked
of,
it.
and
You really liked
I
it.
did not expect to like it. Like I'm not in love with it. I don't like it as much as the prequels. I am also a prequels apologist.
Mhm.
But like the Darth Maul drop is like legendary for just being like,
Yes.
what the hell was that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's my dad's favorite. I mean, he grew up with the originals, like going to the theater seeing the originals, and he was like, "This is the Star Wars I've always wanted." And then the Darth Maul drop, he's like, "Wait, what?" It's like, it's okay. So
Like,
I don't know.
You darn millennials with the Darth Maul and the midichlorians.
Yeah, this show I think does handle the character intros better, and I think that like because the Mandalorian has brought in like a lot of like more casual fans because like the cartoons they're for like nerds. I watch
Yeah.
them all too because I am also a nerd, but like it's for a pocket of the Star Wars universe where Mandalorians like my aunts and uncles are watching this show, and they don't do
Yeah.
that.
It's prestigious TV. It's not nerd stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
prestigious. What?
which I'm really curious. Like all the Clone Wars, like lore and name drops. I'm like wondering if it's like mystifying like all these people. They're like, what's that? Who is this?
Yeah.
You know, like what's all this nerdy stuff? And I have to like constantly tell, like I'm watching it with like a roommate or friend, like, oh, that's from the Clone Wars. You need to watch that. Go back and watch like 80 hours of that and come back now. But I've been loving all the Clone Wars digs. Like that's cool. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the tie-in stuff, and I think it's actually done it much better than I was worried about. Like when I heard they were going to do more of that this season, I was like, oh no, because Gina and I did not like this show too much last season, and then at the end we're
Yeah.
like, okay, it's this
Well,
this is like going somewhere now. And
Yeah.
I do like the episodic stuff this season. I've really liked this season a lot. And again, I like the Clone Wars stuff. I do want to see it continue expanding its own corner of the universe without Ahsoka. Like I liked seeing her in this episode too. I have some little asterisks about my enjoyment in this episode,
mhm.
but I thought overall it was actually really well and a huge improvement over the last two episodes Filoni directed. Because I did
Yeah.
not like those last year.
Yeah.
I'm wary but excited, I guess is what I was trying to say earlier. Like I love I love that like the more casual fans are gonna get introduced to all these really awesome characters that I've loved for so long. But I'm like, okay, let's not get too crazy with, I'm always like, oh, I feel like it can be like exclusionary sometimes with some stories
Mhm.
where it's like, oh, you don't get it. You got to read like this book from like, 20 years ago to like get this. And then that comic book, it's like, okay, let's enjoy the ride.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I think that's been the strength of this season so far. Like the first episode, it's like, yeah, there's like it's Boba Fett's armor, there's a Boba Fett cameo at the end of it, but like on its own terms, it's like here's a fun story where they fight a dragon that comes out of the sand.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
perfect.
cool.
That's what I want. Yeah, I want space adventures.
Yeah, I think that's
Give
why
me-
the early episodes are my favorite because there's just a bunch of
too.
weird monsters in all these episodes, and I love
Yeah.
monsters in Star Wars.
Yeah,
So-
give me monster of the week, like little like side adventures. Save like all these villages one by one. Like, why not? Like, you have a huge galaxy. Let's go for it. 20 years of this.
Yeah, exactly. And like they're all like monsters that they either like talked about like in the background of like random movies, or like they were in some like weird like animated special of like Ewoks, and that's like the live action version or something like really obscure. So that's cool to see all the like the monsters and stuff, you know?
Ewoks cartoon?
Yeah, the Ewoks cartoon. Like one of the
Okay.
things, yeah.
I saw this on YouTube, like there's full episodes. I was like, should I watch this? Looks like Space Care Bears, and I'm like, maybe.
I mean, not to be like a shill, but I will basically watch anything Star Wars related.
Yeah.
Because even if it's like bad or if I don't like it, it's just like you're always gonna have something to talk about more or less, right?
Yeah.
It's still
Like
pretty
I
good.
yeah, right. Like I'm always like I don't know how you like. This is an example of our tangents. Like I don't know how you feel about Rise of Skywalker, but I wasn't a fan. But I get mileage out of those conversations. I think that's so much fun to talk about.
I do
To a
like
point.
talking about it, be like, wait, what was that about? I don't know. And again, how was I supposed to know that?
Yeah, it's like, well, it was in a book that you could buy like months after. Or JJ says it offhandedly in like an interview. Oh yeah, he's force sensitive. Or
Well, this was like the worry I had. Like I remember, like in like Force Awakens, the whole like C-3PO like red arm things. Be like, oh, but I got this arm, but don't worry about it. I'll tell you about it later. And he doesn't in the movie. It's a comic book in like 2 months. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then he
That-
doesn't have it. And I'm like, when did this comic book happen? What's going on?
Oh yeah, like in the next episode, like that arm's replaced. So like
Yeah.
that comic was like delayed like 2 years, and then they finally explain it, and some
Yeah.
robot dies to save him, and then he gets the arm, like
Mhm.
to honor his sacrifice. But then he replaces the arm in like Last Jedi. So like he didn't really care about that robot.
It would have been a cool Easter egg, and I think he just should have kept the arm.
Yeah,
Would have
I
been cool.
think
I don't
so.
know.
But that
Anyway.
C-3PO is kind of a jerk, like if you think about it.
Well, that's why C-3PO is great because he's just like a snooty asshole.
Yeah,
But he's got
yeah.
got a heart of gold.
literally,
you
yeah.
Well, I was a communication major, like, so we would say, like, oh, he's the public relations guy. Like that's how we see him. Like,
Yeah.
like we had a professor, and he was like, tall, skinny. We were like, yeah, that's Professor 3PO. He had that attitude. He was a
Yeah.
nice guy.
I'm gonna read up some Twitter replies to the episode really quick. At Greg HT, hi Greg. Easily the best episode so far, starting to feel like a real television show. Rosario spinoff when? How did we all feel about Rosario Dawson Ahsoka? Because I know there might be some thoughts about that.
I mean, I love Ashley, so,
Mhm.
but I don't know, because I hate the names here. I keep forgetting, because like Bo-Katan, that was really cool having her voice actress on there. I don't know if
Mhm.
Ashley's like an actress or whatever, but
Mhm.
voice acting, regular acting, whatever, they're all equally, valid. Yeah, it was interesting. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, how would everyone feel if they like Frankensteined it like Darth Maul or something, where they get like they just had like actually like voice the character, and then they get like someone to like just be the like physical actor, like they
Mhm.
do like Darth Vader or Darth Maul or something.
Yeah,
Um,
they could have.
yeah, it was definitely like it was kind of a jump. I felt like kind of not in disbelief, but it did kind of feel odd. 'cause
Like
you're
it's a
so-
nitpick for me. I'm like, obviously she's gonna do like she's gonna do great. But like the voice that they had, it was a big deal that she was in Rise of Skywalker at the end. Like that was supposed to
Yeah.
be her. So I was like, okay, I don't a nitpick, but
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I mean, she's also like older than she was in the Clone Wars, and she's in, she's in like, other series and stuff, and yeah, there has been like a gap of time, but it did kind of feel odd, like just how different the character was in this
Yeah.
like span of time. 'Cause this, yeah, this is like what, like 40 years after like Clone Wars or something.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big period of time. I've been a fan of her as an actress for a long time, so I thought she did very well with the material given too. I know there's some potential other heavier controversies around that actress that, quite
Yeah.
frankly, I don't think we have time to get into. But like,
Yeah.
I understand if someone's like, "Hey, that should be addressed," and they're uncomfortable watching, because of that. But I honestly kind of felt that it would have been better to have Ashley Eckstein come back for that too, because
Yeah.
yeah, again, I don't know how much live acting like she would do, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you brought Katie Sackhoff over. Why not just carry that over. You know,
Yeah,
if they tried it and it didn't work, I'd at least understand more, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. There might have something else. I don't know, but maybe it was just a star power. Could just be that simple. Again, I'm not. It's a nitpick for me. I think she's going to do all right, and yeah, I do agree. There is that like moment, but this cast kind of has another
Yeah.
actress where I'm just like, come on.
Well, we say that person's invisible. That's
Okay.
the unheard joke. What was the thing we said about that person?
Well, she like every time the Mandalorian's talking to that character, it's just like, no, we don't know who they're referring to. It's like it's so
Yeah.
weird. It's like there's this invisible alien species in
Mhm.
that corner of the screen.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I would love to know more about them, and
No,
not Gina Carano.
I just hear someone saying, open up the galaxy's businesses again." That's all I hear. Like, there's no space COVID.
Yeah, who's that? What?
Yeah, it's weird.
But we'll move past that. Like I said, let's enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And speaking of the ride, the biggest like positives I'm coming away with this season is like the advancement of like the technology, because the first season I felt was very like constrained to like a lot of desert landscape planets, and this season every planet has been so radically different, you know, where like it looked like a Clone Wars episode, and I mean that in a very positive way, where it's like vast valleys and like all these trees and these weird animals in the distance, and it was like really exciting to see. It felt like literally something out of this world. And a shout out to Michael Biehn, my boy from Aliens and Terminator. He's not really like acting that much. I know he had some health issues and stuff like that before, but it made me happy to see him, because he kicked ass for so long in movies, and it's cool to see him in this show. Sorry, he's only in it for one episode though, but hey, he gets a little showdown at the end, and that made me happy.
No, that was a fun one. I heard his voice. I was like, who's that? Yeah.
They casted that just for Diego.
Seriously, they were like, yeah, this loser on the internet is complaining about our show. What can we do? He likes aliens. Get Michael Biehn. Okay, cool.
They've had some really good casting, like just like people you would not expect, just like as like a sort of like henchmen or random roles, like who would have.
And I think the magistrate character that hires Mandalorian to go after Ahsoka, I believe that's Bruce Lee's goddaughter.
Oh, is it?
Really?
Yeah, and she is a stunt coordinator expert as well.
Okay.
And I thought her like acting was like okay, but once they got to the fight, I was like, oh, that's why they hired this person.
Yeah.
That's like amazing.
Yeah, that at the end, that was really cool.
That was an awesome fight scene.
And it just made it better with like I liked the sideline thing, like think your side's winning. Like
yeah, that was like fun. They're getting really fun with the show.
Yeah, I didn't expect that from like Dave Filoni, considering was it like the action scene in that pilot, all the bad cuts, and like it's like jumping, and like there's that one cut where he grabs the friggin' machine gun and it like jumps like 4 or 5 frames. Like
well, he's only done like cartoons up to this point, right? Like good ones with good like action scenes in it, but yeah, I can imagine it would be different, but I think this worked out a lot better.
I think his animation like really like was allowed to take over in this episode, where like in that early action scene, which I was like, oh no, I wasn't crazy about how they were presenting Ahsoka as like this, like it kind of frames her as like a movie monster almost. I mean, she's killing bad guys, but I was like, this isn't like why I watch Ahsoka stuff, I like the character for other reasons. But like it got really exciting when I saw how they were like using the clouds and the smoke to hide her, and I was like, okay, this is really cool though, so I can like kind of live with this. I'm fine with that. I don't really like, I know Rogue One was trending the other day on Twitter, and everyone's like in love with the Darth Vader scene at the end, and that's like my least favorite stuff from that movie.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I think it's a personal thing at this point. Star Wars might lean into there once in a while, but I don't hate that. But yeah, I was really impressed with the action.
I take that scene like in Rogue One, like with my friends, like just going like we were just so depressed at the end, like just anything, just like a little bit of serotonin. We were just like, yeah. We were like, oh wait, wrong side. What?
Yeah, it gets you hyped up for the bad
Yeah.
guy. It's like that's not
Like,
not
wait
the
a
point of the
minute.
movie.
How are you supposed to do this?
Yeah.
It reminded me of like, okay, totally unrelated, but I had to watch Das Boot for a project a long time ago. It's the first film that Germany made after World War II. It's about like they're in the submarines or whatever. And there's like several parts that it was like, oh no, I hope they make it. No, I don't. They're Nazi. That's how I feel sometimes. Yeah, I definitely feel that with Star Wars and like Darth Vader. Like, come on, man, you can do this. No, wait, no.
Yeah, it was it was like rooting for like Kylo or something towards the end of episode 9. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
me
guy's
too.
like a space Nazi.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
reformed alt-right kid who was like, no,
Yeah.
wait, I'm still mad at you.
Like, I still don't like you, you know? It's just,
What a strange film that was.
oh yeah.
But we
Then
do not have time to start unpacking
You
that.
don't, but that was a journey.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another tweet from Ilya Glaskov. Definitely have some mixed feelings about this one. Lots to enjoy, especially how the show keeps its focus on Mando and Son. I like that, despite a revolving door of guest stars. But overall, this episode feels forced. They're a good Twitter pal and really, really talented writer. They write in Russian, so when you read, I'm going to link the review at the bottom of the episode on the YouTube version. You have to translate to English to read it, but I like their Star Wars takes a lot. We generally kind of agree on the Mandalorian, I think, but I think their take is worth checking out. Just putting that out there too. And another quick response is from Brooks R. Vernon. Have seen 0 episodes before this. Watched just to see Ahsoka. Thought it was cool seeing Ahsoka. Will probably not watch any more after this. I just thought that was funny.
unless she's on again, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can't not have her back at this point, you know.
Yeah.
And I think every episode Filoni directs from here on out will kind of. I imagine she'll be on it because he's only doing this one this season, and so like, of course, she was going to come back for this one,
Right.
And,
I mean, people like because I think I tweeted like a GIF of Ahsoka right before the episode, and they're like, "Well, you don't know if she's gonna be on." I'm like, it's called The Jedi, like
Yeah.
directed by Dave Filoni. Like, yeah, it's really obvious.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Ahsoka.
Mhm.
Or it was about the child
Oh
that we
yeah,
now have name announcements.
yeah, they're gonna
Oh
have.
yeah.
Which seems to be the most I think that's funny for this episode. That's the most like divided like subject right now is what the name.
Mhm. It's Groku. Is that how you say it?
Roku.
Groku. That's really, I don't know. I guess that works. Like Yoda, Yaddle, and then like they should have put like a Y.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, the Yaddle thing. Yeah. I've only known one other being like this. Excuse me?
Yeah, Yaddle Erasure.
yeah.
Thank you.
No, that's disappointing. Filoni is coming from the prequels era. No Yaddle reference. This is disappointing.
No one cares about Yaddle. She dies like off screen.
She dies off screen, but I don't know. She tried to help.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Yoda's just like peace. But
Yeah.
she deserves better.
Yeah, I mean, if Yoda listened to her, like probably, yeah, they would have not had Anakin in there. Or a bit more
Anakin wouldn't
cautious.
have happened. This whole thing wouldn't have happened if he just
Yeah.
listened to Yaddle.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew Roku was gonna stay with Mando, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I like that we're getting more of like what was going on, because I mean, yeah, it's a baby, but it's 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's seen some shit. You know, I think that's really sad. I don't know. I thought there were a lot of cute moments. I love the found family aspect of Star Wars in general, and I love the little moments that everyone gets to have with I keep wanting to say Goku.
Goku.
Yeah, it's a funky name. I'm
Okay.
actually shocked to hear people being divided on it. I'm like, it's Star Wars. Like, it's not going to be called like Bob or something, you know? Like, it's whatever. I'm cool
Yeah.
with the name. I like the,
Samuel.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only people that should be mad are like all the merchandising people. They're gonna have to like change the labeling.
I think those are the people complaining. They're like, all the Etsy stores now are just like
Yeah,
in ruin right now. Just
all the
trying to.
Funko Pops, you
Yes.
know, they're eating eggs and shit.
Well, we know the Mando's like name, and I never call him that. I don't remember what it is.
It's hard to
Oh,
pronounce.
yeah.
Like
I call him. I would call him Dizzy sometimes. I'm like, hey, Dizzy. But I'm like, I refuse to say that.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like Dijon.
Dizzy's a good Star Wars name, I think.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
like,
yeah. You go, man. But I mean, I think this was a good direction to go to. Ahsoka was a good character to kind of just read into like the child's past and just say, yeah, I'm not going to train him. I've seen this shit before.
Mhm.
You know, I like the end too. It was like, you're like a father to him. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I actually
Yeah.
like the heartwarming stuff in this too. I've been anti Baby Yoda until this season.
Shoulda canceled
All of
Baby
this
Yoda.
stuff is really working for me this year. Like, everything's really falling into place, I feel. And I actually did get a little emotional pit in my stomach when he was waking up the baby and he was like, "Hey, buddy, time to go." And I was like, what is this? What am I feeling?
Just
This show's making me feel things now. That's how
Yeah.
much I like it.
I
That's
need
disgusting.
I need this heartwarming stuff. And Star Wars all about the found family thing. And I like how this is more of like a literal way, but still, you know, like adoptive still. So I think that's very important.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, also Ahsoka probably couldn't train him in the Force because, like, technically she's not a Jedi. He left.
Yeah, but the episode's called The Jedi. So what do we do
Yeah,
about
I
that?
mean, yeah, no. It's that
She technically left, so it's what is she?
Well,
I mean, I kind of agree more with Shelby
yeah.
on this, because like the Jedi thing, like the whole, I think the unspoken truth of Star Wars is that the Jedi are not like the keepers of like the Force, you know, like that's kind of the whole trajectory of the series. The prequels, like, they got misguided. Luke's journey is about learning it without like an order of Jedi.
Yeah.
Rey's whole thing is that like she didn't need like a namesake, which is why it's super weird to have a whole movie about the namesake. But what do I know? I'm just a nerd on the internet. Anyways, but like that the Force belongs to everyone. That is the Force is a like, it's not like a hierarchy system, you know. Like, sure, you need like working out, you know, you need to like flex your muscles and like work on things, but anyone can like partake in the Force. And I think that Ahsoka here, I saw a lot of people mentioning that she's being dismissive of the Force. I think she's actually just like wizened up to it, and like she doesn't need to take care of the child because the Jedi Order is not really a thing right now. But also, like, he has like kind of his quote unquote like family. Master or family, right? And that's kind of what the Jedi should have been, and she recognizes that too. Like, I don't know, I think there's a lot more going on.
Ooh, wait, connection,
that development.
Like, connection, that line when they're like Mandalorian and a Jedi, they'll never expect it. Baby Yoda.
Exactly. Like, honestly, for real, like, because these episodes
Force sensitive Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, right? Because the whole thing with the Mandalorians is that like it's not really a race or culture, it's a creed, and that's kind of his whole debate, like inner debate when he meets Bo-Katan. He's like, "Whoa, you guys taking your helmets off? What do I even like? That's my whole religion. Now you're telling me it's a lie.
I'm a
that's something he's got to work out."
Yeah.
He technically now with the Baby Yoda and the Jedi, he thought he was going to have all the answers, and it's like, no one has all the answers, dude. You just got to figure it out, and that's kind of what the show is going to be about. And I don't know, it's all super compelling to me, and I did not care about this show like 2 months ago. So I'm working a lot of stuff out.
They got you.
Yeah.
They totally are. Last thoughts on the show. Anything we want to make sure we leave the listeners and viewers with?
I just want to know who he's gonna force Zoom call at the end, probably at the end of the season. But I'm seeing people saying that, oh, it's gonna be Luke, and then it's gonna be keeping up with the Skywalkers again. And I hope not.
Yeah.
But I hope we do find maybe someone else that survived. I hope so. But again, I'm just gonna enjoy the ride. I'm not gonna put too much into it. I've learned.
Gene, anything else?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like I'm a little, yeah, like less on Luke after the last couple movies, but like the only thing I would want Luke in is like if he meets like Ahsoka, that's it. I mean, like, did anyone see the Lego Star Wars special?
No, we're
No,
gonna
not yet.
watching that tonight with my family. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was really cute. It had like all these like interactions between like characters from different timelines. But if Luke could interact with like his master's student, that'd be cool. That's the only thing I'd want to see. Like just de-age Mark Hamill. I'm sure he's not really doing too much right now. Um, but yeah, I mean this was really cool to see Ahsoka. I love that character, and yeah, it's just it's it's not, because I don't know, some people were saying it's like not fan servicey, but like they're kind of doing like some MCU like name drops and stuff, and like that's a little different. Star Wars is different than Marvel, as we learned last year, but for me it works, but it's definitely something to talk about for sure.
Yeah. Last tweet I'll read before we start wrapping up. At Jacob Knight, JK, hello. Makeup work seemed a little weird. Loved the character and thought she was portrayed well. Second episode where I'm slightly more interested in the side character story more than Mando's, but that's fine. The first one was Bo, now Ahsoka, and directing was solid. I agree.
Yeah.
Filoni's really improved as a live action director. I'd really like to see him actually come back now, because if he improves this much next time, like, who knows? Maybe he'll do the best episode of the series.
Yeah, I mean,
Anything's possible.
maybe John Favreau like sent him to like an online film school or something. Like what is those like? There's like
New York
NYU.
Film School.
Yeah,
Yeah. He went to.
he spent like that $200 or however much it is for just
Yeah.
like online classes, and he was like, "Oh, I learned a lot."
You got
Or
a
John-
Skillshare.
Yeah, maybe
No,
like
he's the one student in class with a cowboy hat.
They're like, yes, Dave.
yeah, it's like, sir, can you take that off? It's just it's distracting.
Distracting. People behind you can't see the board.
Yeah, he keeps talking to people about Star Wars, and they're like, "Dude, come on! I'm trying to study like Chantal Ackerman. Like leave me alone, you nerd."
Yeah, we're trying to watch 400 blows. Not Star Wars right now.
I learned under George Lucas. Yeah, shut up.
Shut up, dude. Who cares about Star Wars anymore?
It's like when you're in that film class or like a screenwriting class, and you're like, "My dad is a producer for blah blah blah." You're like, "Shut up."
Like, shut up.
It even happens in Boston. It's like, what? Get out. No one cares.
That was probably J.J. Abrams in film school. Hold on.
Yep.
Oh.
His dad was like so and so, I think, some like producer. That explains a lot from his movies, all the nepotism.
Yeah, not to like psychoanalyze someone through the art they make, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
yeah.
I have to.
No, it's very blatant with him is all I'll say about his upbringing. But
Yeah.
Shelby, thanks so much for joining us. It was a blast having you on.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Yeah. Where can the people find you online? Or not if you don't want to share that stuff.
No, I just I'm not that active on Twitter, but it's I changed my thing to Barf Sampson.
Nice.
So I guess you could follow me on there, and I'm more active on Instagram, where it's Shelby Chandler. It's my name, but the D and the B switched. It looks cool, but it doesn't sound cool.
Okay.
But follow me there.
Cool. Yeah, you're probably better without Twitter. It's a terrible place sometimes.
I've
Sometimes.
been in and out. I don't know.
Yeah. There's nice stuff sometimes. It's like, you just got to find your corner of it and then ignore all of the bad Star Wars takes, which get harder and harder every day.
My corner was just complaining about that new holiday movie with like Kristen Stewart and what's her name?
The Happiest Season.
Audrey Plaza. They're like, I mean, I don't want to go spoilers, but I haven't seen it, but it turns out everyone wants her with Audrey Plaza. Didn't happen. I'm like,
Dang. Well, I was gonna say,
I'm just here for more Kristen Stewart movies.
Yeah.
That's
What I could say is they finally got a nice Christmas movie where I guess no one dies, but they're still not happy. So I'm gonna go watch Carol and
Carol's the best.
Yeah, that's the best.
Harold.
Well, I think I joked with it. It's better. It's better than Last Christmas. I'll say that.
Oh my
movie.
god.
We've joked about this Last Christmas because that's an insane movie made by insane people where Emilia Clarke romances a ghost.
But see,
dude,
it's based on the song, but it's literal. I don't think that's what
Little
George Michael's like. That's not what I meant.
George Michael. Yeah, he's looking down. He's like, "What the hell?" R.I.P.
What's going on down there?
R.I.P. George Michael.
Emilia Clarke, innocent. Kira spinoff. That's the only spinoff I want from known Star Wars stuff. Everything else I want new. I'm actually interested in that character. But Gene, where can people hear your Star Wars takes online?
Oh, I try to limit them. Limit my Star Wars takes, but you could find me on Twitter and Instagram. It's the same. It's Gene9892.
And of course, you could follow me at. Oh, sorry. What?
Oh, I said I try to be funny sometimes, but
you succeed. No lie. No. I wouldn't tell you you're funny if you weren't. Trust me. I'd be like, Gene, that's not funny. Stop that. Which doesn't happen, honestly. So you can follow me at the Diego Crespo and check out the Waffle Press on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and Patreon. We can get early access to other stuff we're doing. Gene, we should do a commentary about a Christmas movie. I don't know what we should do. You don't want to do Batman versus Superman?
Because it's not. I don't have enough. Like, there's no amount of alcohol in the world to make me see the ultimate edition of BVS. Hate that movie.
I like it because it's made by my favorite crazy people. But you could check out other stuff on the Patreon too. We just finished the Last Airbender retrospective, including the film, which will be available at the end of this weekend in full. So, but you get early access to it on the Patreon. That's cool because that movie happened, and spoiler alert, no one's really wrong about it. There's not really a shocking take we have. It's you all know what it is. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you didn't like this, like and subscribe anyways, because you might find something to do like. So take care of yourselves this holiday season. We have been professionally unprofessional.
Cool.
And that's it.